Good morning, everybody. This is Drew from Atlantis, and today we are in Boot, New Jersey, about to start one of our Paradise Pond projects. This is going to be a 14 by 20 pond with an upgraded stream. We're going to have an intake bay, bottom aeration, nighttime illumination, fish caves, all kinds of goodies into this. Let me show you our blank canvas. Kobe here is setting our depth for the first shelf. This is going to be a 3-foot deep pond, so we're going to have 2 shelves here, splitting that in half. Out here we've got the outline of what will be a nice flagstone patio. Over here we've kind of etched out and carved in the shape of our pond. This way we can come in first with a machine, scrape out all these organics, get that out of the way so we can start digging the soil and working our way up to the top of our stream and waterfalls, where we're going to be sinking the biofalls right up here about 18 inches above existing grade. From there we're going to berm it in, run our plumbing, get this all packed in place, start carving out our stream, because we're going to have a lot of excess soil from this excavation of the pond. So we want to be able to have this set so we can just start layering in and feathering off all the soil up here just to get it out of our workspace over here. Okay, Biofalls is set and in place. We've already brought in a bunch of the soil excavated from the pond up to bury and sink this thing in. Now, before I mentioned, this was only gonna have an elevation of 18 inches above the grade here, which is about 8 inches above where water level will be. So we've got our 2 foot of elevation from the start of the waterfall down into the water level in the pond below. What we have to be careful of is burying the base of these trees. So we're going to come in with some of the stones excavated here out of the soil and just make a little retaining wall just to protect that tree trunk from the soil touching it. We don't want to cause any harm to these trees. We did pull out a little sapling that was right in front of where the biofalls is now. We'll do some retention wall work along this back edge here and around that tree. We'll bring in the soil, extra soil, up to this area. What that's going to allow us to do is carve out a big pooling area, which the customer wants for his dogs. And then we can get a nice little drop off here and then down to here where there's going to be another pooling area. So we're still going to need some soil on the outside here and then a little bit more on this side here. Fanned it all out, and this way it's not just a volcano that erupts out of the ground looking a little unnatural. So we try to stay away from doing that type of construction. So by building it up and fanning it way wide, it just looks like it's part of the grade of the property. That's the end of day 1 on this new Paradise Pond. So we did an incredible amount of work in just a short amount of time with the full crew. We've got the entire pond excavated. We've got our underlayment and liner in, carved out areas for 2 fish caves. We've got, what do we have to do tomorrow? We're gonna work on carving out the stream. We also have to do the intake over here, start getting rocks in, lights in, aeration in. So lots to do tomorrow, so hang around. Good morning.
Good morning.
Day 2 on our Paradise Pond build. We've got a full crew. We got 6 guys here today, so we are going to just rock this pond in. The goal today is to get just about the entire pond finished, fish caves hooked up, lights installed, and Kobe to stop drinking Monster because he's possessed. I said lights hooked up. Well, you can't hook up a fish cave, okay? So we are going to just put a lot of rocks in here. As I mentioned, we have a fish cave over on that side. We also have one over here. This is gonna be at the edge of where our patio butts up to the side of the pond. We do have to do a little bit of trimming on that just to get it set so it's level with the shelf over here. From this corner here will be the entrance of the stream that meanders its way down into the pond. Again, pooling area over here, big pooling area up there. They've got several dogs that just love wading in the water, so that was a request during the consultation, is to have spots for them to be able to cool out on these hot summer days. So we're going to incorporate those just before that final spillway into the pond, and then up at the top just outside the biofalls. What we're going to do first will be cut in some rock pads, because these rocks we're setting on the bottom are quite large. We just wanted to protect our liner at all costs. Even though we do have fabric under it, we also want to place a layer on top of it just for that added peace of mind. All right, most of the bottom of the pond here is rocked in. These guys were slinging these rocks one after another, mixing in large ones with small ones, building up that bottom shelf to hold up this flat area where we're gonna put gravel. We're also gonna have one of our aerators on the upper shelf. That's gonna double as a de-icer in the wintertime. We're also gonna put the other one somewhere over here, just to make sure that all of this water is getting mixed into that water column, being pulled over into the intake. Over there, a mixture of big and small cobbles just kind of filling in that whole space. Fish cave behind it, we're gonna have to do some work over the top of it, but on this fish cave here, this is pretty cool. Boley cut out the top of it, so the fish are gonna be able to swim down and through it, or down and up through it. So that's gonna be cool to see, especially since the patio is gonna come right to the edge of these stones here. Our bottom lights inside of our conduits are already installed. 4 on that bottom layer, 5 along the top, all pointing away from where the customers will be viewing it from. And then we've got 5 more lights for the waterfall and streaming areas, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Well, I actually want to say thank you to Mother Nature for not being super sunny. What are you doing?
I am filling the machine.
Oh wow. Hope you don't spill on camera.
Okay.
Most of the pond is completely rocked in. That's a good sign, because by the end of today, that's where we want it to be. We're working our way out of the pond now, up into the stream. We're leaving our intake to complete last, only because of access. We need to get rocks and the machine up to the side of the stream so we can carve it out and set the rocks up that way. So that will be the part that we finish last, is our intake. As the guys mentioned, awesome rock work on the inside of the pond. We've got the bottom aeration, we've got lights. We're working our way out of the stream, so we are getting right at it. We're just gonna keep rocking and stay tuned.
Cold, was it buffalo chicken pizza?
Yeah.
It's good though.
Bullfrogs.
It's pizza time.
Pizza time.